There's a dangerous hack happening inside your brain right now, one that scammers, manipulators, and even some of the people you know are using against you every single day. It's a silent weapon, a psychological trap called unsolicited debt. It starts small. They buy you a coffee when you didn't ask. They give you a compliment that feels just a little too strong. They fix a tiny problem you didn't even know you had. And then, it happens. A switch flips in your mind. Suddenly, you feel this overwhelming pressure, this invisible weight that you owe them something huge in return. It's a debt you never agreed to, but your brain is screaming at you to repay it. This isn't just a sales tactic. It's a deep-seated exploit of your human nature, and today, we're going to dismantle it piece by piece so you can take your power back. You've probably heard of the Ben Franklin effect. It's one of the most famous psychological tricks in the book. Ben Franklin himself said that if you want someone to like you, don't do them a favor, ask them for one. It sounds backward, right? But it works. When you ask someone to lend you a book, their brain has to justify the action. It creates a little story. Well, I helped this person, so I must like them. It's a brilliant way to build rapport. But every brilliant idea has a dark side, a shadow self. And the shadow of the Ben Franklin effect is what I call the reverse Ben Franklin effect, or weaponized generosity. This is where manipulators flip the script. Instead of asking for a favor, they give you one. They force a small act of kindness on you to activate one of the most powerful instincts we have, the rule of reciprocity. The world-renowned psychologist Robert Cialdini studied this for decades. He found that humans are socially conditioned, hardwired even, to repay what another person has provided us. It's the glue that holds societies together. If someone invites you to a party, you feel obligated to invite them to yours. It's a good thing mostly, but manipulators don't use it for good. They use it as a crowbar to pry open your defenses. The most sinister part, the debt they create in your mind is almost always 10, 20, even 100 times larger than the initial gift they gave you. They're buying your future compliance for pennies on the dollar. Let's look at some real-world examples. You've seen this in action, maybe without even realizing it. Think about the classic Hare Krishna strategy in airports back in the day. They would approach travelers, and before you could even react, they'd pin a flower on your jacket or press a book into your hand. They'd say, "It's a gift from us to you." Most people didn't want the flower. They tried to give it back, but the monks would refuse to take it. Then, and only then, would they ask for a donation. And guess what? Donations skyrocketed. People who were stuck holding this unwanted flower felt an immense psychological pressure to give money, just to close that loop, to settle that unsolicited debt. Their brains hated the feeling of being indebted more than they disliked parting with their cash. This happens everywhere. It's the car salesman who insists on getting you a free soda or a hot dog while you just look. He's not just being nice. He's creating a micro-debt. Now, when it's time to negotiate the price of the car, you're subconsciously less likely to fight as hard. You feel like you owe him for his kindness. It's the coworker who swoops in and says, "Oh, don't worry about that report. I'll handle it for you." It seems helpful, but a week later, they come to you with a massive, inconvenient request. And because they helped you, you feel an immense obligation to say yes, even if it jeopardizes your own work. It's the pickup artist who buys a woman a drink she didn't ask for and then acts entitled to her time and attention for the rest of the night. He's not being generous. He's trying to purchase her compliance. This tactic preys on good people. It weaponizes your decency against you. Your brain is designed to be fair and reciprocal, and manipulators know this. They know that the discomfort of feeling indebted is so strong that you will do almost anything to get rid of it. You'll agree to a second date you don't want. You'll sign a contract you haven't fully read. You'll buy a product you don't need, all to scratch that psychological itch, to rebalance the scales that they deliberately unbalanced. It's a silent contract you never signed, but you feel bound to honor. So how do you fight back? How do you break this cycle and protect your own mind? The answer comes from an unlikely source: FBI hostage negotiators. They are masters of spotting and deflecting manipulation. When they're dealing with a high-stakes situation, they can't afford to be psychologically indebted to the person on the other side. They have to stay in control. Their secret is to identify and neutralize the gift before it can become a debt. First, you have to learn to feel the difference between genuine generosity and manipulative generosity. Genuine kindness feels light. It's given with no expectation. It doesn't come with strings attached. Manipulative generosity feels heavy. It feels like a transaction. It comes with an invisible contract and a looming sense of expectation. Your gut will tell you the difference. Trust it. Once you spot it, you use a technique that negotiators call labeling. You call out the gesture for what it is, but you do it politely. This shatters the manipulator's frame. Let's say that coworker offers to do your report. Instead of just saying thanks, you can say, "Wow, that is incredibly generous of you to offer, but I really can't accept. I wouldn't be able to return a favor that big anytime soon, and I'd feel bad." Boom. You've just done 3 things. You acknowledge their generosity, which neutralizes any accusation that you're ungrateful. You refused the gift. And most importantly, you explicitly stated that you will not be indebted. You've torn up their invisible contract before the ink could even dry. Let's try another one. The person at the bar who sends over a drink you didn't ask for. When the server brings it, you can say, "That's very kind of whoever sent this, but please tell them I can't accept. Thanks anyway." You are not rude. You are clear. You are refusing the debt. You are maintaining your autonomy. The key is to refuse the gift itself. Don't take the flower. Don't drink the soda. Don't accept the unsolicited help by refusing the initial token. You refuse the manufactured debt that comes with it. You're saying, "My boundaries are not for sale." This takes practice. It might feel uncomfortable at first because we're programmed to be polite and accept things. But your peace of mind is worth more than a moment of social awkwardness. Remember, manipulators are counting on you to be too polite to say no. They're leveraging social norms against you. Your power lies in recognizing the game and refusing to play. You are not obligated to accept anything you did not ask for. Your time, your energy, your decisions, and your compliance are yours and yours alone. They cannot be bought with a cheap compliment or a free coffee. You have to be the gatekeeper of your own obligations. When you master this, you become immune to this entire class of manipulation. You move through the world with a newfound confidence, knowing that your yes is a genuine choice, not a coerced repayment of a debt you never wanted. Stop letting people buy your compliance for the price of a cheap compliment. Your autonomy is priceless. Stay aware, stay in control, and stay unleashed. Thank you for watching. And if you want to learn the specific body language signs that reveal when someone is trying to deceive you, you've got to watch this video right here. See you there.